Well, hello everybody, Doug Rucker here with DougRuckerStore.com and PressureWashingSchool.com. And I know a lot of you guys up in the northern areas are getting ready to get started back up here in a few weeks once the winter season ends. So just thought I'd go over a few, to me, must-have items that I'd have on my truck and make sure that I'm ready for. So stay tuned for that coming up next. All right, guys, so the first thing is a gun. You got to have a gun. And I really like these A+ guns. They're rated for 5,000 PSI up to, I believe, 12 gallons per minute and 300-degree heat. So these are really great guns. They're only about 23 bucks a piece, which is about half the price of the Setner orange or black gun that we sell. So if you're looking for a really good gun, as a matter of fact, I use these on a lot of my setups. This is a great gun at a great price and very similar to the Setner. As a matter of fact, I think these are made by Setner, just rebranded. So anyway, yeah, that's a great gun to have. So check those out. Like I said, I think they're only about $23, but they're on the website under Economy Trigger Gun. That's how you can find it on the website. Just hit that search function and type in Economy Trigger Gun. It'll come right up. So guns, always have several. You know, you want to have spares. So if one starts leaking or goes bad or whatever, which everything in this business does, goes bad, so you got to have plenty of backups. Take a look at that gun. I think you'll like it. Hey guys, don't forget real quick, our next hands-on training is coming up right here in Houston, March 8th. I believe that's the correct date. It's on a Saturday. It's all day. And we have hands-on training right here at the shop. And then we go inside. That's in the morning, and then the afternoon part we have the classroom training. Lunch will be provided. So everything is done right here at the shop now. It's working out great. People are loving it. So yeah, if you have any questions about that, you can just email me at pressurecleaningschool@gmail.com. You can also, if you have any questions about the store products, you can call or text us 281-612-1223. But yeah, March is the next one, and we've got them April, May, June, the rest of the year. And then if you can't make it, don't forget about the online video school. That will help you drastically cut your learning curve. Tons and tons and tons of educational material that I've built up over the last 14 years. As a matter of fact, really cool thing happened this week. Brian Spring came in to purchase some dugout degreaser, and Brian attended our very first school back in 2011. And man, it was awesome to see him. He's out of Beaumont, Texas. He happened to be in town, so he stopped by, and it was so good to see him. Hadn't seen him in years. So yeah, 2011 was our first hands-on training school here, and then a couple of years later, I added the online school. So any questions about our training opportunities, again, just email me, pressurecleaningschool@gmail.com. Okay, so the next thing is, if you're a downstreamer like me, that's what I do probably about 80% of the time. Unless I'm cleaning a roof, then we rarely pull our dedicated pump out, the King Slinger or the Big Slinger, or the Softy. I have both, Big Slinger on one rig and the Softy on the other, which is a 12-volt system. But you want to have plenty of downstream injectors, and these come rated for the gallon per minute or the flow of your machine. So one will have 3 to 5 gallon per minute on it. The other will have 5 to 8 gallon per minute on it. Just so you know whether I'm using my 4 or my 5 gallon per minute or my 8 gallon per minute machine, I'm always using the 3 to 5 injector. On the 8 gallon per minute machine, it's going to get me a little bit stronger mix because it's pulling less water as it pulls the bleach out of the tank. So that's what I use in all mine. You can use a 5 to 8 on an 8 if you want, but I like getting that little bit stronger mix. And then for an even stronger mix, you can add a check valve right to the bottom of the injector. You'll remove this hose barb and the ball and spring will come out, and then you can add this to your general pump injector. That's what these little adapter fittings are made for. That will get you a stronger mix too. So we have these where we sell them ready to use, downstream check valve setup or something like that, or you can buy it just like this to add to your existing injector. And so that's going to give you a stronger mix. We also have repair kits, check valve repair kits that you can take the spring and the O-ring out of here when it goes bad and easily repair it. So you make sure you want to get a couple of those too, but that will definitely get you a little bit stronger mix than if you didn't have it. But you want to make sure you have several downstream injectors in whatever size you need them for. We always have them set up and ready to go. In other words, we put our fittings on, our socket and our coupler, quick connect plug, whatever, on the ends, and so they're just ready to slap in when an injector goes bad or starts acting up, because we don't want to fool around on a job trying to fix it or repair it or diagnose it. Just slap another one in and keep on working, and then figure it out later when you're back at the shop. So always make sure that the arrow on there, I hope you can see that, but there's an arrow on there that's pointing the direction of the flow. This one is pointing that way. And you can always tell which way the arrow points by this little collar. That's the out. So that's where the water's going to come out, or the bleach mix is going to come out. So you want to make sure you get your fittings on here correctly so that when it's set up, it's pointing towards your gun, the arrow is. Don't have it set up to where it's flowing back towards the machine, because that'll cause you problems, okay? But always have you some downstream injectors already set up, ready to go. All right, next, guys, you always want to have an ample supply of fittings. These will just go bad, especially when we're using bleach, even though we're rinsing out. So 3/8 fittings, you want to make sure you have at least 4 to 6 of those. A 1/4 inch fittings, you want to make sure you have plenty of those as well, so that when they go bad on maintenance day or whatever, you can change all your fittings out, keep them operating and working smoothly. Just always remember that when you have a gun, everything from the bottom of the gun is going to be a 3/8 fitting. Okay, so from the bottom of the gun back to the machine, you need 3/8. In this case, this is a female pipe thread here. In other words, it's going to receive the male pipe thread in. So on this gun, you would need a male pipe thread 3/8 coupler, or female coupler, whatever you want to call it. On the top, you have 1/4 inch. So from the top of the gun all the way back to the wand, including the nozzles, everything is 1/4 inch. So you would need 1/4 inch fittings for whatever you're going to do from the gun forward. So just keep that in mind as well. But have yourself some spares. Another thing that you need to make sure that you have is plenty of O-rings in 3/8 and 1/4 inch, because right down inside here is an O-ring and it has to be replaced. The easiest way to replace them is to have a dental pick set, just like this, and you can easily pick them out, put the new ones in, and off you're going, because these O-rings will go bad after a while, and so you need to replace them. They'll cause leaks, water to start bypassing and that type of thing. So you want to make sure that you're checking these, depending on how much you're using them, at least every couple of weeks. And then again, if you're not using your machine very often, that can also cause them to go bad too, because they just dry up and start shriveling up, and that can cause them to crack and all that kind of stuff. So make sure you have plenty of O-rings on hand as well. And then another thing, a pressure gauge. This will allow you to set your pressure for your unloader if you ever need to. It'll allow you to check your pressure on your machine to make sure how much pressure you're getting is what you're supposed to be getting. If you're not, then that can alert you to possible problems. So always make sure you have a pressure gauge that you can hook right at the pump or right at the gun, wherever you need to test the pressure. Very inexpensive tool to have, but can save you a ton of money by just being able to check what your pressure is. So that's a pressure gauge. Again, that's on our website. All right, guys, the last thing for this video doesn't necessarily mean these are the only things you need to have, but these are things that I make sure that I have on my truck. The last thing would be surface cleaner nozzles. If you have a surface cleaner, you need to make sure that you have spares for whatever size that you need. We have on our surface cleaners the surface cleaner pressure regulator, so we can regulate our pressure. We don't have to change the nozzles, don't have to mess with the unloader. And so we just have the same nozzles in them all the time. And again, we just adjust the pressure. But if you don't have one of those, you need to make sure you have spare surface cleaner nozzles. They come in 1/4 inch size, which is pretty standard. And then we also have them in 1/8 inch size, because there's certain surface cleaners out there that require an 1/8 inch size. And so anytime somebody orders the 1/8 inch size, we always make a phone call to verify or send an email to make sure that they understand that that's what they're ordering. And so sometimes we can catch mistakes when people just see the 1/8 inch surface cleaner. They just assume maybe it's a 1/4 inch or whatever and order it. So a lot of times they're right. Sometimes they've been wrong, and we've been able to catch that before they ship out. But always have surface cleaner nozzles on hand. If you get one clogged or whatever, you can always tell, because the surface cleaner deck will start vibrating. It just doesn't run smooth. These also, with the amount of pressure, which is true for any type of nozzle, the amount of pressure that comes through these holes will start widening. So they're letting more water out than pressure, and that's not good. So you want to make sure that you're changing them on a regular basis anyway. So depending on how much we use ours, we can change them anywhere from 2 weeks to every 2 weeks to 3 weeks to 4 weeks. Doesn't matter. Anytime I do a large parking lot, as soon as it's done, I just change them out, put new ones in. So they'll also get beat up from the sand and any debris that's underneath it. So just make sure you got plenty of surface cleaner nozzles so it doesn't slow you down. And when you have a clogged one, just replace it right then and there. Again, don't try to fight unclogging it. Production is key. So just change the nozzle, get back to work, and then fool with the repair of the nozzle later when you're back at the shop. All right, guys, I hope this has been helpful for you. I hope everybody's been having a blessed year so far, and I hope everybody's getting ready for their season. Of course, around here in Houston, we've had some cold spells, but our season pretty much runs year-round. But just wanted to get the word out to everybody on a few things that I think you should make sure that you have and have backups. Remember, in this business, because of us using bleach and other chemicals, nothing is going to last forever. And so how you take care of it will dictate a lot of that, flushing things out with water and all of that. And like I always say in this business, 1 is none and 2 is 1. So always have backups to everything that you need. That's one of the reasons my wife won't let me go to the grocery store. It's because I buy 2 of everything when I go to the grocery store. It's just inbred in me. So anyway, hey, hope you guys have a blessed day. If I can help you in any way, just give us a call or text us 281-612-1223. Y'all be blessed.